Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're just gonna be hanging out, getting ready together, playing with some makeup. I just was really in the mood to film a kind of chill, chatty video today. I feel like my last several videos have been very informational, very product heavy, a little more technical, so I just wanted to chill and hang out with you guys. I think I was feeling a little inspired by my current manicure. I am wearing the Impress press-on nails today in the style Bright as a Feather. I'm like obsessed with these. They are so pretty. They're a dark purple with like a light purple accent, but they're almost like translucent with like a glitter kind of running through them. They're super, super cool. So I'm gonna show you how I did this today. I ended up using the new Persona Identity 2 palette with a little help from the original. I also have the new Pretty Vulgar Cool AF foundation that I've been loving but haven't had the chance to show you guys on camera yet. And then a bunch of other fun goodies, some new, some old. So if you want to see how I created this look, what I used, you want to hear what's going on with me and my life, we're about to get into it. All right, guys, let us get rocking and rolling. I just prepped my face today with my Wander Beauty Hidden Glow Brightening Cream. I basically use this in lieu of a moisturizer in the mornings because it's kind of like a moisturizer and primer in one. It hydrates the skin, but it also gives it just like a little bit of a slip, so that way, you know, your makeup glides on even more smoothly. Good stuff. But for my foundation today, I've been wanting to show you guys this on camera for a while. I just haven't had time to, but I picked up the new Pretty Vulgar Cool AF foundation. Okay, first of all, this packaging is quite possibly the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It is so ornate. You have this cute little bird on top, which you guys know I love. And then it's got this like ombre detailing, a rose pattern, like everything about this screams me. And it is a matte full coverage foundation. So I basically felt like Pretty Vulgar was reading my mind when they created this, so I naturally needed to try it out. The only bad thing is I think this shade is like a little bit too dark for me. I used the shade matcher on the Sephora website, so you put in the foundation that you currently use, and then it tells you which shade in the Pretty Vulgar foundation is most likely going to match you. I got matched to Unveiled Queen, and I think the undertone is mostly right. It's just darker than I expected it to be, and when it dries down, it does dry down a little bit darker, so I may need to like mix this guy with a lighter foundation come the winter when I don't have a tan, because then it's really not gonna match. So anyway, how are you guys doing? Have you been enjoying your Septembers thus far? I feel like this month is already flying by. I can't believe that we're over a week in and fall is basically right around the corner. I think I'm still in denial about the fact that, you know, the warmer weather is about to leave us. Like, I hate cold, as I've mentioned before, but I'm trying to get into fall spirit. I've got my little pumpkin here. I've gotten many a pumpkin coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, and I've been enjoying that. So I think I'm prepared. I think I'm ready to just accept the fact that it's not really summer anymore. In other exciting news, I just hit 6,000 subscribers on my channel yesterday, which I am so thrilled about. Like, that's so cool to think that there are 6,000 people out there that want to watch my videos. Like, what the heck? So a big thank you to all of you who are subscribed and that continually watch my videos and leave comments. Like, honestly, I have such a lovely subscriber base. You guys are super down to earth and real, and you leave like well thought out comments and are just so nice to me. So thank you for that. And it's funny because I don't like to set subscriber goals for myself, because you can't control who subscribes to your channel, how quickly it happens. Like, all I can do is try to put out the best videos that I can and to post regularly and hope that my channel will grow naturally. But, you know, you never know whether or not something will take off and you'll go viral, or if you're just gonna grow at a slow and steady snail's pace. So I am definitely hoping to hit 10,000 subscribers at some point. Like, I think that would be really awesome. I just have no idea when that will happen. If it will be at the end of next year, by the end of this year, probably not by the end of this year based on how my channel has grown thus far, but I guess you never know. Either way, it's really cool that I'm building a little community here on YouTube, and it's a really good feeling to know that the content I'm creating is being watched and that people are enjoying it and finding it helpful. So thank you guys for being here with me and for supporting the things that I do. All right, so here's the foundation. Is it not so beautiful? I feel like it's so full coverage and so just like blurring on the skin. It looks really nice. And obviously I just applied this with a sponge, and I think that that actually makes the finish a little more skin-like. If you apply this with a brush, it is like mask face, super porcelain, flawless, like uber full coverage. So if you don't like that, I would say definitely apply this guy with a sponge, but I'm just super impressed either way. Also, I feel like it's not even like a flat matte. Like my skin looks like skin. It's not overly dewy. It feels really lightweight. So even though this is marketed as a matte foundation and you might think it would only be for oily or combination skin types, I actually think it could probably work decently well on someone with normal to dry skin, because I'm not seeing it enhance like the look of texture or flakiness or anything like at all. You may just not want to set it with powder if you're super dry, just because then it may be like a little overly matte. And like it's not feeling super tacky to the touch either. So I think this is the kind of product you could get away with not setting if you wanted to. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use a little Tarte Shape Tape in my under eyes. So yeah, things have been going fairly well here in the YouTube space. It's always a little bit unpredictable, I feel like. That is the struggle of being a YouTube creator. But I actually have some other really exciting news to share with you guys, and I'm sure I'll give you more of an update when it actually gets closer. But I've been working with Moda brushes recently on some upcoming campaigns. I'm really excited. You guys know I really like their brushes a lot. I feel like they are so good for the price and they're so cute. So I always feel really good about recommending their stuff to you guys because I know they're very accessible. A lot of you have also had really positive experiences with the brand. Sorry, I just had to run and get the door. It was FedEx and I thought maybe they were delivering me a package, but no. Alas, it was for my husband. Anyway, as I was saying, so I'm going to be working with Moda brushes in October and possibly like through the end of the year doing some educational content for them. So demoing how to use some of their brush sets, and I'm really excited about it. So those videos are going to be like in addition to my regular content. They're not going to replace my regular videos. So when it gets closer, I'll kind of give you guys again another heads up so you're not like, what the heck are all these random Moda videos doing on your channel? So basically what I think is going to happen is that Moda is going to be putting like those little QR codes you can scan with your phone onto the packaging of their brush sets that they're going to be selling like at Walmart. So if someone picks the set up, they can scan the little QR code and then it will take them to my video that will show them how to use their new brush set. So I just thought that was a really cool idea. It's something new that they've never done before, so it's kind of an experiment. I have absolutely no idea how it's going to go, but I really like how the first couple of videos that I filmed turned out, so they will be going up probably at the beginning of October. So yeah, I'm sure this is not the last time I will be mentioning this to you guys, but I just wanted to share the news because I thought that was pretty cool. So I am gonna set my face down a little bit just because with my oily skin, I always like to lock things in a little bit. So I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. This is not a new product, but it is new to me. I went to a Too Faced event in Boston a couple of weeks ago, and they gifted us pretty much everything from the Born This Way line. So I've been testing out this powder, and so far I really like it. I find it to be like very blurring on the skin, not too heavy, not overly mattifying. Like, it's just an all-around nice setting powder. Speaking of which, that Too Faced event was a lot of fun. I've never been to like a Too Faced exclusive event before, and I've also never been to an event in Boston before. I usually go to ones in New York. I live in Connecticut and like kind of smack dab in the middle of the state, so Boston and New York are pretty equidistant for me. But honestly, it's usually a little bit easier for me to solo travel to New York because I can usually get a ride from someone to the train station in New Haven and then just take the train to Grand Central. So then even though like I'm on the train for 2 hours, I can get other stuff done. Whereas if I go to Boston, I have to drive myself and it's a shorter distance wise. Like it usually only takes me a total of 2 hours to get to Boston, but then I have to sometimes sit in traffic and then I have to be driving, so I can't multitask. So like, you know, pros and cons. I'm also going to use my Too Faced Natural Face Palette for my blush, bronzer, and highlight today. I haven't used this guy on camera in a while, and I absolutely love this palette. I travel with it all of the time. Oh, it smells like coconutty vanilla-y heaven. It's so delicious, and these shades are beautiful. I also picked up this little Real Techniques like contouring brush. It's part of their new Brush Crush collection. I just thought the design on this was so cool, so I couldn't resist. When I was hauling some stuff with Ulta Points, I just threw this in my cart, and it's a really cute little contouring brush. I've been enjoying using it. So yeah, the Too Faced event was a lot of fun. Honestly, one of the highlights of the entire thing was that it was held in a bakery and it was closed off to the public at the time. And I got there and they basically said to me, oh, grab something to eat. You can have literally anything you want from the entire display case. And my eyes immediately must have just looked like they popped out of my head, because I have a dessert stomach, or at least that's what I like to joke. Like, no matter how full I am, if you put a piece of chocolate cake in front of me, I will devour it. So, you know, when given the prospect of being able to eat literally anything I want from an absolutely incredible selection of baked goods, I was almost overwhelmed with options. I would have eaten all of it if I could have. But yeah, there were some really nice people there. It was a very low-key event, like not overly crowded. I got to make some other influencer friends, so it was just a really nice time. And honestly, it's funny because with all the new foundations that I've been launching lately, I've been thinking about some of the oldies but goodies, like the original Too Faced Born This Way, and that's a product that I've wanted to try for a while. Like, I've had little foil samples and whatnot, but I've never actually owned the original Born This Way foundation in full size. So getting it gifted to me was really cool, because now I can compare that formula to the 800 million other foundations I have and all of the new launches. And so far, I like it. I do think it's a really pretty, very more natural skin-like looking foundation. It's definitely not full coverage, but I've kind of been enjoying that look. I know it's funny, here I am using a super full coverage foundation today, but I feel like even though the Pretty Vulgar is full coverage, it still looks natural, like I said, especially if you apply it with a sponge. So yeah, you'll have to let me know if you own the original Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Have you used it recently? Do you like it? Do you think that it is better than some of the new foundations that are coming out? I think that we always have this assumption that newer is better, that the beauty industry will keep upping their game. And I think that's correct-ish to a certain extent. But honestly, I think that brands have really created some great launches in the last couple of years, and just because something is new does not mean that it tops those previous products. So let's see, what else is going on in my life right now? I am stage managing for a community theater production that my husband is directing, and it's going to be my first time ever stage managing a full-length production, so I am both very excited and kind of nervous. For those of you who don't know the theater world, basically the stage manager is kind of the person in charge on show nights. During the rehearsal process, they're kind of in charge of the rehearsal schedule and making sure that people show up on time and communicating things to the actors. They take notes on your blocking, and they, maybe read in for people who aren't there, or when you call a line, they're the person that gives you your line. But on show nights, the director of the show, their work is kind of already done. They are more of the creative process. The stage manager is literally, as the name suggests, they make sure their actors are in places. They tell the, front desk when the show is going to be starting. They're kind of communicating with the light and the sound crew. So it's a lot of responsibility, because you're basically making sure that the show goes off without a hitch and kind of orchestrating everything during the performances. But I also think it'll be kind of fun, and everybody that's in the show are people that I'm personally friends with and that I know, so I think they'll be a really good bunch of people to work with. And the show that we're doing is called Mauritius by Teresa Rebeck. It's a dramatic comedy. It's very suspenseful. There's gonna be some violence and some stage combat. It's gonna get real interesting, but I'm excited. So yeah, as I've mentioned a few times here before, I've been really involved with this theater company. It's called Hole in the Wall Theater. We're in New Britain, Connecticut. Side note, I'm using my It Cosmetics Brow Power Pencil. But yeah, I got elected as treasurer a couple of months ago, but I've been on the board, you know, since the beginning of the year and have been getting increasingly more and more involved as like their webmaster because I am one of the few people that has Photoshop and a little bit of design experience. And I'm also doing a lot of publicity and marketing. I feel like I'm basically wearing like all of the hats right now, which has been challenging with also trying to create YouTube content because I just feel like I am working 24/7 right now. I'm gonna put that thought on pause for a second to show you guys what I'm gonna be using on my eyes. I figured we could dabble with these Persona palettes today. I don't think I've used the Identity 2 on camera yet, and I actually have not created a look with the original Identity 1 and the Identity 2, so I thought that might be kind of fun. So I'm going to start out with the shade Loyal from the Identity 2 palette. Going to just put that into my crease. So yeah, as I was rambling on about, basically because I am doing YouTube and kind of like running the theater with my husband right now, I feel like I have zero time to do anything else. I also, as the one that's home, am primarily the one in charge of like almost all of the housework. I'm also the one, like all the bills are in my name. So I feel like between grocery shopping, doing the laundry, doing the dishes, vacuuming, and all that kind of stuff, paying the bills, also trying to film for YouTube, doing social media, trying to manage my Instagram account and my blog and whatnot, and then also being like, you know, stage managing one specific production, managing like the overall, you know, publicity for the theater's finances, doing things like working concessions, working the box office, making sure we have enough soda in the kitchen before a show. Like my brain right now is kind of on overdrive, and that is why like there were a couple of weeks over the last 2 months where like I just didn't end up uploading. I was just so utterly swamped with stuff, and I don't want to be an excuse maker because a lot of people have busy lives, they have kids, they are also running around like a crazy person 24/7. But I guess what I'm saying is that it's easy for me, I think, sometimes to downplay how busy I am because I don't have to go to an office anymore. Like I lived that life for a solid 8 years. I worked in a job from 8 to 5 and I had a 40-minute commute each way, and then I would come home and then basically work all night on YouTube stuff, and that was insane, super stressful. Like I was also working a lot on the weekend, again, doing blog stuff because that was kind of like the only time I had daytime time to work on stuff. So obviously I have the luxury of filming during the day now, which is really nice. So I think I'm always biased towards feeling like I was busier when I had a full-time job. But honestly, the things that I'm doing now, I probably spend more hours working on in total. I just have the ability to take breaks here and there when I need to, so maybe it doesn't feel like I'm working as much. Okay, so now I think I want to take the shade Chic, which is the matte purple from the Identity 1 palette, and I'm going to put that in like the outer corner of my eyes. So yeah, it's an interesting kind of thing, I guess. This feeling of like how much is too much, how much is enough, comparing yourself in your mind to other people and feeling like, am I working harder than them? Am I being more lazy than them? Should I be capable of doing more? And I think it's pretty easy to drive yourself crazy getting into that kind of a mindset because I have really no idea what anyone else's life is truly like and whether or not I, you know, am justified in feeling insane or whether or not I actually have no real clue of what it means like to be busy. I think it's a lot more helpful to just try to do the best you can every single day, and that is kind of where I'm at right now. I have 801 million to-do lists, it feels like, but I'm one of those people that I need to write things down and get them out of my brain or I will not remember to do them. So I'm just kind of waking up every morning and trying to cross as many things off that list as I can. If stuff comes up, like I had planned to film a certain day and then there's some kind of crisis at the theater and I have to go to New Britain and take care of that, you know, just try to be flexible to rearrange things. And if it doesn't work out, like if I miss an upload, I try not to beat myself up too much about it, because I know in the end I would rather give you guys a good video late than give you guys a subpar video on time. So now I think I want to go into the shade here called Confident, which is this really beautiful metallic dark purple. I'm just picking this up on a Sigma Exact blend brush, and I'm going to kind of put this more towards the outer corner of the eye, and then I think I'm going to blend it with Empowered towards the inner corner. So yeah, on that note, I'd be curious to know what you guys are feeling on YouTube nowadays. If there is a kind of video or kind of content that you would like to see more of from me, especially those of you who may be a newer subscriber. Like, what is the kind of content that you enjoy most, that excites you most? Because obviously I want to be helpful to you guys. Like, there are things that excite me and that I'm interested in, and of course I'm going to make that kind of content, but like, I want to make videos that you guys are also excited to watch. I get a lot of feedback that people enjoy these like getting ready with me style videos and tutorials. So if that's true, definitely let me know. But I will say, and I know a lot of other YouTubers mention this, but every time I do a getting ready with me video, like, I know it's going to comparatively flop, you know, in comparison to my other uploads. Like, they just don't really get viewed, which honestly, like, I don't mind. If there are 100 people that want to watch my getting ready with me videos, like, I don't mind making a video for those 100 people, even if my other videos might get, you know, 8 times that many views. Like, I enjoy just chatting with you guys. I like, you know, for you to get to know me more as a person, and I feel like these are just, they're fun videos to make. So if there's at least a few people out there that want to watch them, I'm gonna keep making them. But like, I'd be curious to know what your opinion or take on that situation is, because I feel like this is forever the struggle between YouTubers and their audiences, is that YouTubers are kind of between a rock and a hard place, in that, especially if you're doing this as a full-time job or even a part-time source of income, you want to make videos that are going to be viewed, because that's the only way you're going to like sustain your livelihood. But you also want to incorporate the feedback of your audience, and if your audience is saying like, these are the videos we want, like, of course you don't want to ignore them. You want to make them those kind of videos. So do you guys have any insight into this? Do you feel like there's a reason why tutorials and getting ready with me style videos aren't viewed as much as things like PR hauls or new release reviews or challenge videos? And it's funny because I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of talk also in today's day and age about just like the energy in the beauty community and drama and negativity and whatnot. And like, I personally try to stay as far away from all of that as humanly possible. But I think it's definitely true. If all you care about is views, making things that are dramatic and clickbaity almost will certainly garner you more attention. So like, I don't know, I was watching Kelly Gooch's video the other day. She did her hot takes, which was inspired by Emily Noel's video, which was also about hot takes, or essentially unpopular opinions or like very bold statements about makeup in the beauty community. And Kelly brought up a really good point in her video, talking about that as viewers of YouTube, which I also am myself, I watch a lot of YouTube beauty videos, that it's really important that we vote with our clicks, so that we don't watch videos that we don't want to see creators make, and we watch the videos that we want to see more of out there, to hopefully, you know, help shift the community in a way that makes it more positive and rewards the content that is more uplifting and less dramatic. How are we doing the eyes so far? I feel like they're looking really nice. Very smoky purple thing going on. Honestly, I am so impressed with the metallics in this palette. As you can clearly see, they go on so nicely with a brush, and like, I did not wet my brush at all when I was applying these. They're just completely dry. So I think I'm going to pop the shade Honest, which is the light, kind of pinky toned duochrome shade in the Identity 2 palette. I'm just going to put this in the inner corner of the eye to highlight. This is like, if I have any one critique in this entire palette, I think it's that this shade Honest is absolutely beautiful, and I think it pairs really, really nicely with these pink and purple tones. I just don't love it as much with like the yellow and the green and the brown. I feel like the shade Sassy from the original Identity palette, which is more of like a gold champagne, would look more flattering with those tones. So I just feel like, you know, when I am creating a look with this guy, that is one like limitation based on my personal preferences. So if you guys saw my Ulta 21 Days of Beauty Sale recommendations video, you'll know I mentioned the Tarte Tarteist Double Take eyeliners as being a favorite of mine, and then I was definitely going to pick one of these up. So I picked up the brown one actually. I did not end up getting the brown and the black, mostly because I have other black twist up like automatic pencils to get through right now, and I do want to pick up and try again the Lorac Front of the Line Pro liquid liner, so I think I'm going to get that one in black, and then I just figured I could get this guy in brown and test it out. I don't think I've ever used a brown felt tip pen eyeliner before, which is kind of weird considering how much I like makeup and also how much I like brown eyeliner. Anyway, we'll see how this layers on top of this really dark purple. I'm not really sure how well it will show up, but we'll see. All right, yeah, that's definitely showing up nicely. I do really love the formula on this liner. I feel like it's very smooth, it's pigmented. I don't usually have any issues with it smudging or bleeding on me, although as I've mentioned before, I don't have super like watery eyes, so usually that's not a problem I have with eyeliner in general. But yeah, I like that. I feel like it's almost black, but not black. Like it's just slightly less harsh, which I think makes it a little bit more wearable. I dig that. All right, so I think I'm just gonna finish off the eyes today with some mascara. I'm not even gonna bother messing with falsies. I'm gonna use my Lancome Monsieur Big. So let me throw this on and I'll be right back. All right, so let's move on to lips. I've got a new product that I'm super excited about, but I'm realizing now it probably wasn't the best choice to do a purple eye look, knowing I wanted to use this lip gloss, but whatever, we'll try it on and we'll just see whether or not it matches or if I need to use something else. But Nabla's Shine Theory lip glosses are now available at Ulta. So naturally, when I ordered this guy, I had to pick one of these up because as soon as I saw them, like in the promo materials on Nabla's Instagram, like I knew I wanted to get one of these, but before they were available here in the US, like I wasn't gonna pay $10 to have a $14 lip gloss shipped to me. So I basically wasn't sure if I would ever get to try these because this is part of their summer collection, and at the time that it launched, Nabla was not at Ulta yet, so I wasn't sure if I would ever get my hands on one of these guys. But I did, and I'm very excited about it. Also, can we just like take a minute for how beautiful this is? Like the packaging on this is absolutely stunning with like the clear cap with the gold foil in it, and the gloss itself has all these really gorgeous shiny reflex in it. Anyway, I've only worn this once so far, so I'm definitely still really excited to use it, and it didn't have a lot of pigment to it. It was more shine, so I think maybe it'll be okay. Let's take a look. So I will say, I feel like compared to like the Persona Coral Gloss, because the shades look very similar from the exterior packaging, this has less color and it has more shimmer, and it definitely feels more gritty than the Persona does, but it is juicy. It is a very shiny gloss. It's not sticky at all. It has a very plush gel-like feeling to it, and I think it has a very faint like coconutty kind of scent to it. Like it's not strong at all. It's barely noticeable, but it's pleasant. Yeah, see, I feel like that is sheer enough that it's not throwing things off with this super smoky eye. It's just giving my lips a little twinge of a tint, but not really too much. I should probably try layering this over a lipstick that's kind of this color. I think that would be beautiful. I just think that might be a little much with this eye. All right, guys, so here's the completed final look. I really like the way that it came out. I am so in love with this foundation. I feel like my skin looks beautiful right now. Also, this face palette also always makes me feel like I'm having a good makeup day. And of course, the eyeshadows are beautiful. Persona has one of the best eyeshadow formulas in my opinion. I think it's super solid, easy to work with. So if you like the color stories in either of these guys, they are 100% worth the investment in my mind. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed getting ready together. And if you've tried any of these products and you have any thoughts on them, feel free to leave your opinions in the comments down below. It's always really interesting to hear what works and what doesn't for different people. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you like getting ready with me's, make sure to give this one a thumbs up. I always really appreciate your feedback so much. And if you're new and you're not subscribed and you want to come hang out with me again, make sure you click that button before you go. That way my face will show up in your subscription feed and you'll know when my next upload is live. So yeah, on that note, I'm gonna let you guys go, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.